Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. Some dumb criminals in Colombia figured that, since they were thieves, they needed to steal something. So they broke into a local shop and stole food and liquor. They then loaded everything onto their getaway vehicle, a 10-year-old donkey, which they also stole. For some reason, they figured a donkey would be a smart way to escape. However, donkeys can get pretty loud and stubborn, especially when it's not your donkey. In fact, the animal got so loud that nearby police officers heard the commotion and went to investigate. Since the donkey wasn't cooperating, the thieves took off running, leaving the stolen goods behind. The donkey and other items were returned to their owners. The police are still looking for the crooks. In 2012, an amateur car thief decided to carjack a vehicle. As he walked up to the car, he ordered the people inside to open the door. Suddenly, he noticed that this was not a normal car. There were police markings on the side. And the people sitting in the car were not your average passengers. They were U.S. Marshals and state police officers. The thief then turned and ran away, but was caught by the officers after a short chase. He was arrested on the spot. In 2021, a South Carolina man took a taxicab to a South State Bank in Hartsville. The bank lobby was closed due to COVID, so he told the taxi driver to enter the drive-through line and place an envelope in the pneumatic tube. Inside the envelope was a handwritten note demanding all money from all drawers and threatening to kill and/or blow up the bank. After reading the note, the teller activated the alarm. Police officers were dispatched to the bank. After arriving on scene, they located the taxicab in the drive-through line. Upon searching the cab, officers found several more envelopes matching the envelope that was used to send the note. They also found a part of a torn paper matching the tear on the note. Officers determined the taxi driver was not involved in the attempted bank robbery. The 59-year-old robber was hauled out of the back seat of the taxi and arrested. All the evidence found was presented in court. He later pled guilty to attempted bank robbery and was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. A 22-year-old man in Auburn, Washington, saw an unattended delivery truck parked at a rental store. In the back was a 50-inch flat-screen TV. Seeing an opportunity, the young man gets a shopping cart, loads the TV into it and starts pushing it down the street. However, someone saw him and called 911. A few blocks from the store at the police station, an officer was looking out the window and spotted a man fitting the description. He was dressed in camouflage, pushing a grocery cart with a TV in it. When asked what he was doing, he first said that he had bought the TV from a friend, then turned and ran away. He was caught and arrested. His story changed somewhat after the arrest. He said he was moving the television for his friend, Jim. But he didn't know Jim's last name, his address, nor his phone number. In fact, he didn't even know how to contact him. The man then was booked into the King County Jail. A guy in Great Falls, Montana had 3 outstanding warrants for his arrest. When he was stopped by the police for a traffic violation, he gave them a false name. The police ran a check and discovered that there was also a warrant out for the man with the false name. So they arrested the driver. In doing a search, they discovered a half gram of methamphetamine in his pocket and charged him with criminal possession of a dangerous drug. Since the false name he gave already had an outstanding warrant, he figured it would be better to use his real name. Once he did that, they also charged him with issuing a false report to law enforcement. This story is about a criminal who has a nasty habit of spitting tobacco juice wherever he goes. A sharp detective noticed tobacco juice stains on some papers that had been ransacked at an insurance office where a burglary had occurred. Since none of the employees in the office chewed tobacco, he reasoned the spit belonged to the thief and took a DNA sample. Tobacco spit was also found at 5 other crime scenes in the area. The DNA in all of them matched. The police had caught a suspect for the robberies and got a warrant to test his DNA. It was a match. He was convicted for all 6 crimes. On January 29, 2021, a social media prankster staged a medical emergency in Times Square. He then filmed first responders breaking into his car to try and save him. All this to get more views on his channel. The 30-year-old man, known on YouTube as Prince Z, pretended to pass out with his horn blaring at a stoplight, police said. The video shows NYPD officers smashing the car windows when the door doesn't budge, and pulling out the man to check his vitals. Medics were also dispatched to the scene. He was faced with charges of obstructing government administration, making a false report, disorderly conduct, and other charges. Make sure you check out our other video series titled, The Real Story Behind the Song. This is a growing collection of behind-the-scenes stories on some of the biggest-selling songs from the past and present. We also explain the concept behind some of the most popular music videos ever made. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and share the link with your friends. And be sure to subscribe to this channel for updates.